So our talk title, if you will, this morning is Thanksliving. And I'm sure when I sent that out, people were like, oh, she misspelled that. And I didn't. I got it from this book, John Marks Templeton. It was given to me by a practitioner emeritus in Santa Fe. And it's The Laws of Life. And there's 200 eternal spiritual practices. It's 45 weeks, and you do a different one a day. If you do not have this in your library, I highly recommend it. And if you want to purchase it, please talk to Cynthia Zink, who manages our bookstore, and I'm sure she could get us a copy or two in the bookstore. He says, Thanksliving is based on the premise that living a life of appreciation and gratefulness leads to having more to be thankful for. And we're all like, well, of course, Gayle, we know that. We're religious scientists. That's what we practice, right? And yet I think sometimes we forget that every word we say is a prayer. And so I'm going to talk about, he talks in the book about rules of life. And so there are 7, if you will, cardinal rules of life, where you can be thankful, and yet we get caught up in our humanness, don't we? And so we kind of, it's like saying a prayer and then saying, oh, that's never going to work. And you've just unplugged your prayer. And so sometimes we can give thanks for a lot of different things, and then we do some big shout out about something, and we have just unplugged that gratitude. And so how can we live a life that is really a living example of being grateful all the time? And so first of all, lesson number 1, if you will, is make peace with your past. How many of you beat yourself up for people, places, things, or events that have happened in your past? Yeah, happened in your past. And we know, because we teach it here, when we do that, we're calling that forward to happen again. Don't we? Does anybody not know that that's how it works? I do, and yet I know sometimes I can get that monkey mind going. Like, why did I do that? That was so bad. I'm such a terrible person. And the universe is always saying to us what? And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. So make peace with your past. It doesn't mean that if you had a predator in your life, it doesn't mean that you have to forgive the predator. However, I truly believe everything that happens in our life, if we have lived through it, it is there to give us strength and to make us a better person than we are. And so how do we use all of those things that we have either done or had done to us in our past? How do we make that fuel to fire us up, to make us really engaged in God, that truth of who we are? So make peace with your past. It sounds easy. Yeah, it's a daily practice. And it's something to remind yourself of when you start, I call it monkey mind, when the wheels start to turn. And I get there, if I've drank too much coffee, 3 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep. Oh my goodness, it is busy, right? So make peace with your past. Law number 2, and I thought Eleanor Roosevelt said this, and I don't know that she did. But it's, wow, the thought just went out of my head. Big breath for me. I'm going to look. What others think about you is none of your business. What others think about you is none of your business. So whatever you were thinking about me when I was doing that is none of my business, right? Because here's the deal. Every single one of us is doing the best we can all the time. All the time we are doing the best we can. And what we get caught up in is, oh, well, so-and-so said this about you. Or so-and-so does, they don't like the way you do this. You would drive yourself crazy if you tried to make all the so-and-sos in the world happy. You cannot do it. And so quit worrying about what other people think about you. If you have the courage to do something, for instance, with Bernie and Heather and I and every practitioner here that comes up here and does anything in front of all of you, if we have the courage to do that, that's enough. That is enough. And whether you like what we're doing or you think we could do it better or whatever, it's your opinion. It's not fact. It is your opinion. And so quit worrying about other people's opinion, because it's as valid or invalid as your opinion about other people. So the interesting thing about this philosophy is we always talk about when you give, you receive back tenfold. And when we talk about it, we're talking about it usually around giving financially, are we not? And it sounds good. Oh, I'm going to give $1 and I'm going to get back 10. Yay. Oh, I'm going to be in judgment. Guess what? I'm going to get back tenfold. Oh, I'm going to be critical of so-and-so. Guess what? I'm going to get back tenfold. And so to remember, the universe is always responding. And if we are critical of other people, or if we are in judgment about other people, it's going to come back to us. And so to really just realize everybody is doing their best. And so the third life lesson is don't compare your life to other people. Because first of all, you don't have any idea what their life is really like. You have no idea what they've gone through since the minute they said yes to walking this planet. You know nothing about how they were raised. Even if they tell you stories, you still don't know. You weren't there. And so don't compare yourself to other people and don't judge other people. Because what happens when we do that is we get caught up in the, oh my God, so-and-so, Kathy Ann has a church with 300 people every Sunday. Yes, she does. That church has been around for more than 30 years. When it started, it was the only Science of Mind church in Seattle. Now, the thing about community is those people go there because of community, just like you come here. So there is no comparison. We are Genesis. They're Seattle Center for Spiritual Living, right? And so not to compare. There are over 800 Science of Mind ministers out there. If I spent my time comparing myself to each and every one of them, I would have no time to do anything else in my life. And what I know would happen is I would start to get judged also, right? Because that's the way the universe works. So give yourself time. So this is 4. Time heals almost everything, right? Almost everything. And you have to give yourself time. Now, I don't know about most of you here. Most of you who know me know this about me. I don't know if you suffer from this. I don't have a lot of patience. I have always said to people, obviously, if you're standing up in the great realm of infinite possibilities, and they're saying, okay, you're going to go to Earth. Here's the gifts you're going to take with you. I obviously thought the patience line was too long and came on down without it. So obviously it's something I get to learn here, right? It is a gift that is given to me to learn patience. I got a good to go pass finally so that I don't have to learn a lot of patience in traffic. But it is something that obviously I need to learn. And so everything, if you give it time, and it's not your time. Remember, time is a human concept. There is no time in God. And so things will happen in divine right timing and divine right action when they're supposed to. Does it mean that I give up my spiritual work just because I haven't seen it happen yet? How many of us have done that? I don't know if you remember the story. I shared it once. It was in, I'm not going to remember the book right now, but he talked about a man that went out digging for gold. And his whole family had invested in him finding this gold. It was in the early 1920s. And he bought all this equipment with his family investment, and he dug for gold, and he dug for gold, and he dug for gold. And nothing happened. So he went into town and he said to, I don't know, pawn shops back in the 1920s, I don't know what they were called. And he said, I just can't do this. Would you buy all my equipment? Here's my maps. I'm a failure at this. And he went back home. The guy that owned the store looked at the map and went, oh, I see what he's done wrong. And went out, and he was literally 10 feet from striking gold. He just hadn't gone deep enough. Now, this man became rich because that was a life lesson for him. He became rich selling insurance. And when people would initially say, no, I'm not interested, he would remind himself, I'm 10 feet from the gold. And most people, because of his persistence, would end up buying insurance from him. Every single one of us is 10 feet from the gold. Every single one of us is so close. And what happens is we get caught up in our own frustration. We get caught up in the not me. We get caught up in whatever we get caught up in, and we stop. We have to remember this is a friendly universe. And it, above all else, wants us to succeed. Every single one of us is destined to succeed. And evidently, it wants us to be engaged. It's not a free pass. It really is. We need to be engaged in life. We need to know that we're good enough. We need to know that what we're doing touches hearts somewhere, everywhere. We don't know, as we sit here on Sunday with Facebook, we don't know how our coming together here today is going to change somebody's life because we're going to talk to somebody about something we heard. We don't know that. And you know what? I don't think we're supposed to. That's faith. That's where faith comes in. You have to have faith in that what you're doing is really more than enough. Lesson 5. Stop thinking so much. Seriously, how many of you get stuck in the, well, what if? Well, what if I do this? Well, what if I do that? Well, what if I... Yeah, see it? Oh, good. More than one hand. One shot up real quick. She knew exactly what I was talking about. Yep, that would be me. And we get absolutely paralyzed in the what ifs. Stop thinking you do not have all the answers. You really don't. Again, that takes faith. You really have to trust. Remember what we teach here? You name the what, and what does God do? What? Provides what, Bernie? Provides the how. If you're busy planning everything, the whats, the hows, the wheres, the whos, where does that divine energy fit in? Where is that gift, that magic, if you are so busy planning every little thing that's going on in your life? And so don't overthink. Don't overthink. I'm not telling you to stop thinking, because that's important. Yeah, that is important. We all want to keep thinking. Don't overthink. Give some space. Give yourself some space to allow that magic that is God in your life to happen as you, because it's there. It's in every single one of us. Number 6 is, this might be my favorite, other than the patience one. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is responsible for your happiness except you. I can't make you happy. Your partner can't make you happy. Your boss can't make you happy. Nobody can make you happy but you. Just like, guess what? Nobody gets to make you miserable either. We are always at choice. Every single one of us is at choice. We either decide, I'm going to be happy, and granted, There are times in your life, I get this, I've been there, where it's like, yeah, Gayle, happiness right now, not so much. However, there has got to be something, even in the not so much right now, that you can be grateful for. When I was in treatment, the therapist said to me, Gayle, be grateful. I'm like, for what? And I gave her a litany of things that were going on in my life. Why would I be grateful? You're alive, aren't you? You drove here in a car, didn't you? There are things that you can be grateful for every moment of every day. That will bring your energy up. Am I telling you that you are going to go from, oh my God, the world's crashing in on me, to, ooh, I'm so bright and happy? No, that's called a spiritual bypass. We don't do that here. However, if you do these practices that we teach here, I promise you, including seeing a practitioner or a minister for prayer, I promise you that you will start coming up out of whatever hole you might be in at this moment. What we teach here is we're all going to have those moments. What I always tell people is, yes, have those moments, feel those emotions. Do not build a house there. Don't decorate. I lived my life like that. I decorated. I had pictures up. I had bad music playing. I was comfortable in my misery. And you can stay there until you decide, oh, this is beyond miserable. This is affecting me at such a deep level. I'm going to scratch my way out, right? So find ways to increase your joy, even if it's just a little bit. And the last one, and this is easy, smile, Makasha, Dave. Smile. Right now, smile. I'm serious. I'm going to stand here until I see everybody with a smile on their face. Smile. You don't own all the problems to the world. Thank you, God, for that. Wow. We have things to smile about. And if you smile, guess what? It's hard to be angry when you smile. It is hard to be in victimhood when you smile. So just think about that every once in a while when you're starting to go, oh, just think, oh, that dang Minister Gayle, she told me to smile. Force it if you have to. I'm just saying, force it if you have to. Smile. It changes the whole complexion of your face. And so what I want to do is, as we end in prayer, and this is going to take a little bit longer, so I kind of rushed through those 7 steps. I apologize for that. Is that I had told the people that came to the meeting, the annual meeting, that I had gotten everybody here a gift. And I did this as a way to thank this community for the love and the support that you give me, for the fact that we are a community. We're like family. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the boxes down. What they are is, in 2020, if you don't know, every year the organization comes out with a theme. And they come out with talk titles for every single week. And you can choose to follow the talk titles as a minister or not. And you can use the information they give you for the talks or not. And this year, Science of Mind magazine got involved. And for 2020, they created journals. So that every week you have a place that if you want to bring your journal every Sunday, you can write notes. Now, if you don't consider yourself a community member, it doesn't matter. You're here today, so one of these is for you. So everybody that's here gets a journal. And if you want, you come by and pick up a journal. Bernie, could you help me? They're over there, if you could just set them on the steps. So what I want you to do is you'll come up here, you'll pick up a journal. I don't understand why this is, oh, there we go. You'll stand here and say, "Hi, I'm Gayle, and I am so grateful for one thing." I know you guys have tons of stuff that you're grateful for. So think about it before you walk up here. One thing, because we all want to go home and find out if the Seahawks beat the Eagles, which they did, and I'm grateful for that. So you'll take a journal. Now, here's the deal. Some of you are like, "Oh, I'd really like one of those journals, and I really don't want to step up to that mic." That's okay. Take a journal and just go sit back down. So Bernie's going to be first. So he is going to show how this is done.
Let me take one out of here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. So, one thing. There we go. Are we on? No, can't hear me? There we go.
There we go.
There's the voice of God. I am grateful for this community, and I am grateful for the love of my life, Courtney Campbell.
All right. Come on, people. Let's get a flow going. Everybody, you can follow.
My name's
like herding
Courtney,
cats.
and I am grateful that I'm short.
My name is Callie, and I'm grateful for all of my friends and family.
My name is Ina, and I'm grateful that I found y'all.
And we're grateful you did too.
Hi, my name is Loya, and I'm grateful for my spiritual growth.
I'm Candace, and I'm grateful for the lessons that I'm learning here.
Yeah.
My list is long. I'm Diane, and I'm grateful for all of the opportunities to overcome the challenges in my life.
Cynthia, do you have something you're grateful for, darling? Oh.
Hi, I'm Ramba Prasad, and I'm grateful that I found this spiritual center and for this community.
I'm Lori, and I'm grateful for Genesis, all my friends at Genesis, and my job as a teacher, all my students.
I'm Don, and I'm grateful for David.
Yeah.
I am Dave, and I am grateful for all of you and all your support and just everything. Thank you.
My name is Deborah, and I'm grateful for all of my friends that the universe has brought to me and keeps close to me.
I am Mahala, and I am very grateful for Genesis.
I'm MOM of the universe, and I am grateful that most of the time now I am really supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and not pretending.
I'm Robin, and I'm grateful for new spiritual companions and for the oneness.
I'm Jim, and I'm grateful for the spiritual mind tools that I've learned here and the light that is brought into my consciousness to chase out the cockroaches that are hanging in the corners in the darkness and say bye-bye.
I'm Zan, and I'm grateful for the wit, wisdom, and comedy of this community and of my community and the celestial oneness that we all are. Thank you.
I'm Andrew, and I'm grateful to be here today and continuing to grow at this community.
Thanks, Andrew.
I'm Andrea, and I am grateful for new adventures and opportunities here.
I'm Monique, and I'm grateful for redoing old decisions.
I'm Sybil, and I'm grateful that I found Science of Mind Church because I love it.
I'm George, and I'm grateful I didn't fall over. I'm also grateful for my wife, Sybil, and for being a practitioner for 40 years.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm Charles, and I'm grateful I have a new knee and I didn't fall down, and I have the wonderful music here.
I'm Vicki, and I'm grateful that the Emerald Queen Casino is donating $75 to our Gifts of Love.
Yay! You want to help down?
I was going to put that in there.
I'm Tom. I'm grateful for this, and I'm grateful for all of you.
I'm Bob, and I'm grateful for the one question that I learned from Reverend Gayle. It keeps coming up, like when she was talking about patience. It was, really?
I'm Leslie, and I have a lot to be grateful for, but I'm most grateful for my family, my friends, and all of you and the spiritual growth that we get to have here at Genesis.
Good morning. I'm Diane, and I echo Leslie first. Yeah, and I'm grateful to have spent so many years in this teaching. It's been rich and real, and the adventure continues. And today I'm grateful for technology. My daughter's running biking, swimming, an Ironman, and there's a nice little app that I can track her with, so it makes it really good.
Hey, I'm Michelle. I am most grateful for the unconditional love, support, and acceptance of my family, friends, in this community. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Stephen, and I am grateful for life and everything that comes with it.
Good morning. I'm Shannon, and I'm new to this community, but I am so grateful for the changes that the peace from this community has already brought to my life. Thank you, all of you.
I'm Kim. I'm grateful for all my loving and supportive friends and family and this beautiful community.
You're welcome. Randy and Tamara and Vinny. He doesn't need a journal probably except the coloring.
My name is Randy, and I'm grateful when I remember that this can be really easy.
I'm Tamara, and I am grateful for Randy and for Vincent and for this wonderful community who's so generous to give us a journal. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, all right. Thanks. And so with that, I'm Reverend Gayle, and I am so very grateful for each and every one of you. You have, you make, not you have. You give my life purpose. You make me, I know I said you can't make somebody happy, however, coming here allows me to express my happiness. And so I know that's more than one, and I'm the minister, and I get to do that. So anyway, together we say, and so it is.